Today on Eagle Nation News, it's Friday in Texas, which means our Prosper varsity football is taking on Flower Mound tonight. What can we expect from this game?
Ian Price is a familiar name to the community, and if you live in Willowbridge, you may know him as the friendly guy on the scooter. Christina Folsom uncovers his story.
And finally, a 75,000 square foot indoor city will offer kids the opportunity to role play various careers. Which North Texas city is this coming to?
Eagle Nation News starts
right now. Good afternoon, Eagle Nation. Today is Friday, September 13th. I'm Grant Johnson.
And I'm Julia KidZania.
We start today's show off with some news of a store that is opening in Stonebriar Mall, designed just for kids. Here in studio with more, it's Lauren Womack.
Some people have known what they've wanted to do since they were younger, but for others, like myself, you still don't know what you want to do. KidZania gives kids the opportunity to explore over 100 different career paths. This new attraction is coming to Stonebriar Mall in Frisco and will be a 7,500 square foot indoor city. Some of the partners include businesses such as Mooyah Burger, Planet Fitness, SMU, Spotify, WFA, Channel 8 News, Texas Health Resources, and many others. KidZania is to help improve life skills such as communication, problem solving, creativity, and teamwork. This will give kids the opportunity to figure out what they want to be when they grow up. Now, I wish I could take a trip to figure out what I want to do, but it is only open to ages 4 through 14. Let us know on Twitter what you think about this attraction coming to Frisco. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Eagle Nation News. Well, that's all for today. Back to you guys at the desk.
We all know traffic in schools can be a problem, but in Wiley ISD, 4 students have been hit by cars since the beginning of this school year. Changes to prevent this from happening in the future are being made. Things such as a district staff member standing by the driveway, requiring bike riders to wear helmets, and requiring students to remove earbuds when crossing the crosswalk are being implemented. Both kids and parents are going to be making an effort to be more cautious and take extra steps to ensure safety.
The Houston Ship Channel is the largest fossil fuel passage in the United States. Yesterday, 22 Greenpeace activists climbed the Fred Hartman Bridge and stayed hanging on the bridge for 24 hours. It was announced just hours ago that the protesters have been arrested. This protest came as Democratic leaders were in Houston for the Democratic debate, and the activists are calling for leaders to pass the new Green Deal. I know that many of us have questions about when the weather is going to start to cool down, and here with some answers is Brenna Gibbons.
Thank you, Grant. The current temperature is 87 degrees. However, the real field temperature is 96, with 6-mile-per-hour winds. So this is perfect weather for tonight's game at Flower Mound. The rest of the week will be in the mid to lower 90s and mostly sunny. Now today is Friday the 13th, and to make it even better, there is going to be a rare full moon tonight that will appear across the U.S. The moon is known as the harvest moon, and it has not fallen on Friday the 13th since October 13th, 2000. This one isn't expected to happen again for another 30 years on August 13th, 2040. With your fast forecast, I'm Brenna Gibbons. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Brenna. When we return, Christina Folsom shares the story of Ian Price. You don't want to miss this.
We are open before and after school, during Eagle Time, and during all lunches.
We offer chips, candy, drinks, and also spiritware.
Ian Price, also known as the friendly boy on the scooter, has raised many questions in our community.
Christina Folsom uncovers his story.
They didn't think that he was going to make it. Most people don't, and actually a lot of the kids that were there with him, they didn't make it.
At just 2 years old, Ian Price was found to have a tumor the size of a baseball in his head. After noticing delays in Ian's development from the life-threatening cancer, surgeons worked to remove it. The likelihood of survival was slim, and they knew survival would mean future complications such as having difficulty with daily tasks as simple as walking.
Ian, how many girlfriends do you have?
9.
9? I thought you had like 13.
I changed it up.
Can you name them?
Pleasure and Asia and Cat and Pleasure.
As made obvious through his love life, Ian enjoys daily activities just like any other person, if not more than that. With his caretaker, Keely Sorensen, Ian attends Taco Tuesday at Rosa's Cafe every week.
Every Monday I get a text from him making sure that we're going to go to Taco Tuesday this week. And he loves to sit and eat tortillas while he watches his cars. There are a few locals who come in regularly, and they always talk to him and say hi to him, and they always want to know where he is if we do have to skip a Tuesday for any reason or switch our days.
I like GMC and GTR.
Not only does Ian love to watch cars, but one of Ian's favorite hobbies is playing with Hot Wheels. Here are some of his favorites.
It's cool and awesome.
The joy on his face is not just for looks. Ian is a genuine friend to anyone who crosses his path. He has created friendships with nearly every neighbor of his, simply from riding his iconic scooter around the neighborhood.
I was outside shooting hoops, and then he drove up on his scooter, and he asked to play. He's always smiling. He's a great kid. He makes my day better. Comes over. Sometimes we shoot some hoops. He eats a lot of peanut butter and fluff. He devours that. He likes to wrestle me a lot.
Ian's appreciation for life inspires others to acknowledge the small things in life and always look for positives in people.
You're beautiful.
I just want people to know that he's very likable. I mean, if he'll talk to you, he'll talk to anybody, and you'll actually get more out of a relationship with him than he'll get out of it, just because he's just so giving and caring, and he's just a good person. He meets everybody at their level, and he's very accepting of everyone, no matter what. He thinks that every person is just great.
Despite his premature character, Ian perceives life just like anyone else without a disability. He is not ignorant to the world around him, and he is very observant. He is currently in the 18+ class at the high school to grow his life skills and become a successful adult. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Christina Folsom. Prosper.
Well, tonight is the third varsity game of the season against Flower Mound. Here in studio with what we can expect from this matchup is Maya Peterson.
Tonight will be our third Friday Night Lights as our Prosper Eagles face off against Flower Mound Jaguars. What to expect tonight? Well, the last two games, our defensive line has made a big play, such as Jordan Miles forcing a fumble from Timber Creek's kicker last game, to the big hits from Airdate, Will Pendergrass, and Malachi Edwards, which have led to big interceptions from Joshua Graham and big sacks from all three big players. But as the boys say, they are a band of brothers, and with that, both sides of the ball are being taken care of. Week 1, we saw starting running back JT Lane dominate by attacking each hole that was made for him by our O-line, Jake Majors, Herman Lee, and Jackson Thedford. When we aren't giving it to JT, we have our quarterback Jackson Berry sharing the ball with Hayden Metcalf, who had a touchdown in Week 1, or Tyler Bailey, who had 3 touchdowns last week. Speaking of last week, Jackson himself ran in for a touchdown and stared down Timber Creek's defensive line, showing that our boys were made for this. So if you haven't been able to witness the show our Eagles are putting on every Friday night, tonight they'll be away at Flower Mound playing at 7. However, if you aren't able to make it tonight, make sure you go and follow at Eagle Nation News, where we will be covering the game with live tweeting and quarter updates. If you want to hear more sports like this, be sure to tune in every day for a recap of sports from this week. Back to you guys at the desk.
Well, that's all the time we have for you today. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Julia Bizayan.
And I'm Grant Johnson. Live long and prosper.